Almost stepped on this little guy. May not shine a light in your face too bad. Boop, you get a poke. And then, right up ahead, we got a big one. Ugh. Oh, you tried to escape me. You gotta be faster than that. Poke! Holy crap. So many toads to poke. 3 in a row, dude. Might be it. Shit. Tell you what, I'm gonna freaking walk around my yard actually, because I don't look like a freaking crazy person out here. Walking around the street at night talking to myself. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a damn weirdo. Actually, I don't give a fuck. Let's do it. I had a very interesting dream last night. I want to share with you. Look at that twilight hour. Sun's almost completely down. Okay, I was telling the story, then I realized I was not doing a good enough job. So I'm starting over, which is not something I usually do for these videos. Usually kind of do it in one take, but I don't think I did it justice. You know what I mean? So here we go again. So I've talked about this before. I have narcolepsy. And some people who have that will experience what's known as sleep paralysis. And this is a phenomenon where essentially, well, let me just speak for myself. For me, what this is I'll have these like false awakenings, right? So I'll be dreaming that I'm waking up, getting out of bed, and beginning to go about my day. But in reality, I'm still dreaming, okay? And usually once I kind of understand and figure out that I'm still dreaming, I will kind of like zap back into my bed, like teleport back into my bed in a dream, and then I will be paralyzed in my bed. I will be frozen as if I'm trying to actually wake myself, but I cannot. I can't move, I can't speak. All my senses are dulled. Now, sometimes, I would say probably half the time when I experience this, and I've experienced this maybe 24 times or so in my life. It's not that common for me. It's a very rare thing in general, and there's not much research about it, but what will happen sometimes during this sleep paralysis, and the theory about this, guys, is when you're experiencing this, you experience all this like fear and sense of doom to the point where your mind in this altered state of consciousness will like conjure and kind of like personify these emotions in the form of what some people call like shadow creatures or sleep paralysis demons. And they can take any kind of form. I've seen literal monsters that I could, like, you know, make out the features of. I've seen just straight up shadows or kind of like indistinguishable, kind of like an outline of a person or a creature. I've seen almost like little imps or something that would like prod at me and kind of taunt me. I've had literal, like, what you would see in like a frickin' I don't know, like Exorcist movie kind of demons that will like torture me in this dream. Straight nightmarish. Crazy shit. And let me turn around so I don't like bother this dude over here. But yeah, this happened last night, and what I saw was just like a shadow figure. Again, my senses were dulled. I was frozen in my bed, but my eyes were open. I could kind of make out in the darkness of my room something that was pitch black, a figure of a man. And what was unique about this experience was, and I've done this almost every time I've experienced this, is I'll try to call out for help or communicate with this creature, and my voice will be like muted. I will be like silenced, you know? I'll even try to scream and like nothing comes out, or maybe like barely a whisper comes out, you know? As if somebody is almost like choking me and I just can't get the words out, you know what I mean? But this time, you know, eventually, I'll say in the past when this happened, I'll just wake up eventually, like actually wake up. And I'll just be like, holy shit, that was a crazy nightmare. But this time, I was very persistent, and I must have been cognizant enough of what was going on to identify this creature as a literal demon. In my altered state of mind, I was like, oh, this is like an actual biblical demon. So what I did is as I continued to speak aloud to this thing, is I kind of like invoked the name of God, like almost exactly like the Exorcist movies. I think I literally said like the power of Christ compels you, and you know, stuff like that. And there's no telling how long this went on, but eventually I perceived this was actually effective for once. And I was like, whoa. So I just like kept trying. And the thing was kind of reacting to my words, and seemed to kind of shy away from me. And as that happened, my voice became more audible, more powerful, and I was able to move a little bit, to the point where I actually got out of bed in my dream and kind of stalked, like, you know, I feel like I was moving in mud or something, but just kind of slowly stalked down this thing and like herded it to my door of my house, like my front door, opened up the door, and with one last phrase, I was like, in the name of God, get out of my house and never return, go back to hell. It's something like that I said. Pretty dramatic. And again, my senses were still dulled in the stream, everything was kind of fuzzy, but I could see like the light, like the morning light kind of coming through the cracked open door. And I could see like this thing almost like melt into the floor and then kind of like wisp out of the door into the light, and then I closed the door, and then I woke up in reality. Like I literally woke up out of bed and I was like, holy crap. And that was the first time I freaking I've ever, like, I don't know, banished my freaking sleep paralysis demon. So shout out to Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? I felt so relieved, you know what I mean? It's like, when you wake from a nightmare, everything seems so real still. I felt such relief, and I was like, oh my God, like thank you God, and I started like reciting some like Catholic prayers and stuff. Oh, there goes a plane overhead. I'll wait for that to go by. But yeah, I started to recite, freaking like Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, all that stuff. Freaking the Lord's Prayer, you know what I mean? All that stuff, Hail Mary, all that stuff. Oh man. And I felt so freaking thankful and like empowered. I was like, dude, for the first time in my freaking life, somehow turned this nightmare into like, I don't know, this like weird exorcism. It was pretty crazy. I've never once, and again, this sleep paralysis demon shit has happened to me at least 24 times or so in my life. I've never like had any power over the thing, over the dream, whatever. It's pretty incredible. So I don't know, man. Definitely got out of that feeling a little more religious than usual, I'll tell you that. Pretty wild. Yeah, I just wanted to share that story. I thought it was pretty freaking wacky. So, let me know what you think of that in the comments, Narcolepsy is pretty rare, and sleep paralysis is pretty rare, and also experiencing the shadow figures or demons or whatever you want to call them is pretty rare too. So I don't know if anybody who happens to watch this will, has a story of their own. I kind of doubt it, but if you do, let me know. It's pretty much it, man. Do one more lap here. I think I've walked a little over maybe 1.5 miles. Might go for 2 miles here tonight. Just get a little light cardio in. And I'll leave y'all with that. Take it easy. And peace out. Later.